All right, we're going to begin a two-color cutout. It's pretty important that you stick to what's going on and you lay this out as well thought out as possible. Um, so I'm going to take you through that. So here's my graphic that I want for my two-color. I have my sign blank set up for 14 inches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just snap this to the side over here. And as I go through, I like to type and just identify which one's my final, my base layer, my top layer, all that kind of stuff. So here's my final logo. What I'm going to do is now copy that, paste it over here. To get these two colors to sync up, we use a tool which is called a registration mark. That is under the shape tool. And you go to this bullseye looking thing and you scroll up to triangle and click on that. I use triangles. You can use whatever you'd like. But for the vinyl cutter to cut this one out and to weed it and take the center out, everything around here, it's kind of a hassle. Where I can get really accurate results with triangles and they're not a lot of work. This is just going to chop up in the vinyl cutter and it's probably not going to work. So don't use that one. I would highly recommend triangle. And then here's the size. I just keep it at a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. And then I go above my graphic, just above the left side here, and click. And then one in the middle, click. And I'll either put 3, 4, or depending on how big the graphic is, I'll throw in more. But typically for something like this, I'll do 3 or 4. And then close. What I want to do now is I want to move these up and have them snap to that grid. So snap, and I don't want them outside my graphic. I just want them directly above, or I have to do them all directly on the side. So pick a side or a position. I would recommend just going above to start. And I want them all perfectly in line like that. From there, I'm going to copy everything with the registration marks, and I'm going to paste a final row of 14 inches. So I have one here, and I'm going to click that right there and paste. This one here. Give yourself a little bit of spacing here so they're a little easier to cut. Then I'm going to paste another one, slide it up, click, paste another one so that I am comfortably fitting a few of these in 14 inches. If you need to make adjustments, you have to go back and adjust your final here and your registration mark one. You can't go through this process, make a quick adjustment, and expect everything to line up. You have to go through this whole process without changing your graphic. So just double checking. I'm going to bounce this one over just a touch, and then this one as well, just a little bit. Okay, so this is what I would call a final row. Okay, so it's ready to cut with all 14 inches. Boom, good to go. They're all synced up in line. Looks neat. What I'm going to do there is I'm going to copy and paste below. And then I'm going to delete all my top layers. So if you have 4 top layers, you have to delete those all. So just get to your base layer here. And this is called my base layer or bottom layer, black layer, whatever would work. And now I'm going to copy my final row again, and I'm going to paste it down here, snap it to the side. We'll just say red. Zoom in on this, and then I'm just going to delete all these black outlines. All right, so now what I have here is I have my final row, what it should look like. I have my black layer that I'm going to cut out. I have my red layer that I'm going to cut out. And then when I line these up, these triangles should provide a key to me to lining them up. Just like that. So if the triangles line up, the vector is going to fall into place. Final thing I'm going to do before I cut, highlight all this black, go to the shape tool, do a power weed border, and I want to drop a new line right at the very bottom of these triangles, just like that. So I can just take this piece and pull it out, and it doesn't feel the need to pull anything else. Then I'm going to take this one, drop it in between the WR, hit apply, select my second color, put a weed border on it, drop this one down just at the very bottom of those triangles so that it hits it just a little bit, like that, and then drop this one so it's going through the middle, and apply. Now I'm ready to go. So I'm going to put the black vinyl in the vinyl cutter, and I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to cut the red vinyl out of this design right here. And then once again, I'm going to give you a demo on this for the two color. Once you have these both cut out, they should be able to line up using these triangles, and they should fall right where you want them. That is how you're going to lay out your two color though. So you're going to have a final decal. You're going to have it with the registration marks. You're going to copy and paste that 4 times within 14 inches. Then you're going to separate each color layer so that they're much easier to cut. And then get these checked off just like this. Call me over, get them checked off, and then you can begin cutting.